I'll give you my example. So I am like, I believe in, lots of religions and stuff, and I follow spirituality. I'm not religious. I mean, I follow Buddhism. Then I have my own. I go for Christian prayers and stuff. I'm a Sikh that way, and I've also grown up in a Hindu environment because my grandparents were like that. So there are memories around that. So what I realize is that it's okay because your phases in life are changing. Sometimes you want to kind of think about a different god, you want to follow a spiritual path. Now in the world of ISKCON, in the world of other international school of cultures and prayers and stuff, you start finding kind of more peace and joy because sometimes you feel you're done enough. And also the kind of negativity or the kind of content that is shown to us through debates and other things, they kind of block your brain and they kind of make you look at the beautiful spirituality and world of prayer and worship in a bad light and stuff. So this is exactly what she's sharing, and she's saying that we are programmed. We have the need to kind of reflect and look into how other people are. These people are in their own cages of thinking, and they are kind of endlessly running their own shows of monopoly and stuff because they have a predisposed collective mindset. So they want one vision, or they want one thought process to radiate everywhere. So some of them will be telling you to be educated, some of them will say have a lot of money, be attractive, work out, have a great job, buy a house and onward, be a great person and stuff. So all of that happens to everybody. I mean, we are all told this, and this is what people think, that this is the core of your existence and your life. But the point is, it's the same question which even I have. But how about becoming a better person? How about working on your acumen? How about focusing on the natural states? How about being humble? How about being friends with the world? How about impacting the world in a nicer manner? How about simple things would give you joy? How about kind of being more creative? And how about kind of not looking only at these rationals of spirituality, religion, terrorism, killing and stuff, and focusing on other stuff? I mean, there's so much more happening. And she says we are also looking at the elders, because the elders have kind of retired at a certain stage or age. So children feel that it's the same thing, the same conditioning or prejudices of the generation. Of the previous generation is what they want to follow. So let's say your parents have stopped working, or uncle aunties in the family have stopped working at a certain age. Parents start doing that, children start following that. So it's like you give a candy to a child and you say, hey, what, you got to enjoy the candy till the time the candy lasts, and once the candy is over, you can forget about it and we'll think about something else and stuff. So the point is this, that you have to basically kind of regard and understand that there is more to life than just these things which are thrown to us daily. There's so many other things. So she's saying that you have education, you have history, you have opportunities of learning, you have opportunities of travel, you have opportunities of affecting the world, you have opportunities of participating in the creative genius programs. You can be in fashion, you can be in art, you can be in so many different things, but people don't want to do it because they have been told that this is the way it is, and this is the way empires were built, or this is the way success stories of those people happened, so yours could be the same way. And I totally love it. She says, how about making kindness cool? How about making humility humor? How about forgiving things? How about kind of looking at people and understanding that they may be prejudiced, and how about accepting them and kind of helping them come out of it, rather than kind of making people look like they are at mistake for the way they are and stuff, because they didn't know that this was happening to them. So I love this read because it's basically telling you to kind of shift your focus from uh, superficial stuff like religion and materialistic things to better stuff, being happy, being joyful, being positive, having a vision for yourself, having a vision for the world, changing the narratives, thinking differently, no matter how flawed, or no matter how flawed or how negative stuff is shown to us or projected to us or is ringing in our media. We can always make a choice of not getting ignited by that, whereas we are igniting our passions, we are looking at better stuff. Let's say it is music which excites you, enthuses joy in you, you do that. If it is designing, if it is painting, if it is art, if it is writing, if it is photography, there's so many options. If you're a sports person, I mean, look at sports people. Sometimes I sit around and I question people in my family, why don't you make me a sports person, because you see so many sports people doing so many things. So the point is, the crux of it is that rather than being disinterested, and rather than going by what is taught in schools and colleges and stuff, try and find your own joy. And believe me, I'm telling you from my own experiences, your choices can change at any stage, because life is uncertain, life is unpredictable. It can change at any point of time. So the point is, rather than kind of getting bogged down by it, point is to have alternate plans. Let's say if you lose a job, you wanted to be a banker, you didn't become a banker, you were laid off, now what? I mean, you can't stress about it. What's the action plan? How do you come out of it? What's plan B, what's plan C? Can you start something of your own? Can you start online consultancy? Can you kind of start mentoring people? Can you look for something else which is related to your own kind of work and stuff? So if you have just one plan, you may be focused, but that's what you just know what to do. So you got to be flexible. So let's say, take my example. If I've been in branding and corporate communication and media, there was a phase when I was out of work and I didn't know what to do, and I was only focusing on looking for a job and wanting to do that. And then when I started interacting with different people, I realized that they had left their own jobs and they started something of their own, and they were doing it in smaller cities like Calcutta. I still remember this conversation where I called up somebody I'd met online, and I was a nice, sweet guy. We had a chat, and I was wanting to know about Calcutta and art, and he told me that he was a businessman. His business was not doing good, and he'd gone into interiors and he's done a house there. And I thought, oh my God, I've been in Delhi, and actually I've been like doing this in retail, and I've launched so many showrooms, and I've worked with the best of brands and stuff, and I've taken care of lighting, I've taken care of the decoration, and I've taken care of the branding and everything. Why can't I do that? And then I've also helped people design. When I had my own communication agency, we were doing design work for a lot of brands, and in fact, somebody offered me to work with them, which was a top global automobile company. I didn't join them because I was more creative for them. So I realized that you have to be flexible and stuff, and rather than what is fed or what is conditioned in your mind and how people see it, you have a choice of meeting other mentors and other career people. And I'm kind of digressing from the point, but the point is this in a nutshell: if this is the way you've been conditioned, and if this is the way you've been only thinking, and if you've only been following negative, unhealthy, and you're following narratives which are shown to you, the choice is yours. Be the change, you can change. And this is what even the author is saying, that will change the way you think. And it is always a good idea to kind of pursue purpose over passion. If you think negative sometimes, if you go down, it's okay, but try and see the beauty of stuff in your daily routine, and try and see that you're creating the life that you've always desired, because dreams are achievable. And start writing and visualizing and thinking about it, start behaving like they're going to work, and you stay positive, and all your unnecessary illusions are going to fall apart, and basically going to be on the road of success and moving forward. And success is something which is subjective. I shared this before. A person who's maybe older and he's taking care of his business, or somebody who's running a store, and he's basically kind of looking after his children and his family, not working and promoting it through TRPs or through public image management or through YouTube videos or the shoots that are shown to us and all of that is okay if it works for you, but it doesn't work for everybody. If a person is not even doing that online, but is still running a business offline successfully and for many years, and contributing in a great way to the world and an economy by participating and promoting what their causes have been or social concerns have been, that person is far more successful than somebody who's making dollars and pounds and stuff, or just mentoring people on just materialistic aspect and stuff. So I think I'm going to end my thought share here. So the point is that get over the illusions, get over the preconceived or the prejudices or the way you've been thinking and stuff. When you spend time with other people from different countries and from different age groups, you will learn a lot. You will kind of also have people who are giving you the same thoughts which you thought were wrong. Trust your judgment. So the crux of it all is that change the way you think, and it'll help you think the way you it'll help you think the way you think, so thinking is really very important. I mean, we know Albert Einstein, he'd been doing that, but in today's world, people have to think differently, they have to act differently, they have to behave differently. And if you have challenges thrown at you, you got to kind of think of it as another hurdle coming your way. Get your action plan and roll and work towards it, go forward, keep pushing, keep moving, and do not give up, and you take the next step. If you have a doubt, I have doubts. Yesterday I was sitting in a coffee shop and thinking what next in my business, and I was doubtful, and I realized, okay, let me just take the next immediate step, man. Just make a phone call and take some consultancy from someone to guide me. So this is what you do, so I'm Jashin Kapani. I'm on jashinkapani.im@gmail.com, and jkapani at gmail.com. So you can write into me, and I would be more than happy to interact and collaborate and meet, and have a great weekend ahead. And remember to kind of be a part of creative pursuits and to kind of participate in something positive and different, because it just rejuvenates you and makes you feel better. So love and luck, take care. Happiness lies in your own hand, creativity lies in your own hand. If you're feeling bogged down, if you're feeling low, get rejuvenated and kick ass, So wishing everybody a great week ahead, and looking forward to meeting everybody. Love and luck. Stay hydrated. Have a lot of water. Have a lot of watermelon. Have a lot of juices. Have a lot of Coke. Have beverages. Oh, so this is chai, because obviously my day starts on chai. Have chai. But you can have coconut water, because there's so many cases, like I said, even in our gym, 2 people have been hospitalized. So take care of yourself, and no fear. Go forward. You have an AC. You have places when you go in are going to be beautifully air conditioned and stuff, luckily. So enjoy that and think about the goodness of that place when you go there, rather than focusing on the traffic and the negative of the weather and stuff. So take care, love and luck, have a blast, beautiful sunshine, enjoy yourself. Bye bye.